And welcome again to Talk to the Experts. Our guest today is Glenn McGilvery of Aqua-Tech. Aqua-Tech Pool Spa and Bath. That's aquatech.ca if you want to take a look online. And they're situated at the corner of Dugald Road and La Jamordier. And I said at the start of the show, we were going to have a couple of guests today who have worked with Aqua-Tech. And on the line, we have Mr. Andrew McKay. How are you today, Mr. McKay?
Good.
I understand today you're actually enjoying the company of a bunch of young people at a birthday party.
That's right, our niece's first birthday.
Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself, and I thank you for taking the time. You have worked with Aqua-Tech Pool Spa and Bath, and I'm assuming you know Glenn McGilvery fairly well. When did you install your pool and spa?
Well, it was installed at the very end of last year, so the finishing touches were done on it this spring, but all the construction was done last fall.
And the spa was done at the same time?
Yeah. So we had the spa. The spa was up and ready to go in October, and then the pool is now ready to go.
And how was did you use the spa at all over the winter?
We did, yeah.
What's it like? What's the feeling? What was the experience for just knowing you could go out any time and use it? Did you use it very often? What was the feeling at that time of the year to be using a hot tub?
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as frigid as we thought it would be. So we were actually quite warm in there, even in the middle of December and January.
And I would think that's a great way to revive you in some ways.
Yeah.
So how was your experience? If you could just talk a little bit about your experience working with Aqua-Tech, and I'm just curious what the process was and your satisfaction and how you felt you were dealt with the people. Just if you could just ramble on for a while, I would just love to hear what your experience was.
Sure. No, we had a great experience. I kind of started back when we had phoned up a few companies to kind of get some quotes and get started on the process. I think it was Joe who came out to our place, and he spent a lot of time with us. He must have gone through about 5 or 6 different plans trying to get things just right. So there was a lot of feedback there. He seemed to understand kind of what we wanted, so we were impressed right from the beginning. And then once we came up with the plan and finalized it, the crew came out, and they did a great job.
Now, Glenn, when you work with a gentleman like Mr. McKay, the plan, were you able to, Andrew, to see your pool in advance at all? The look of your pool in advance?
Well, I know that Joe did a few revisions because Andrew had some hydro lines in his backyard that had to be dealt with, and we had a few options there. It's a pretty big yard, so we ended up moving it. I don't know whether did Joe do the 3D design for you or just 2D, Andrew?
It was 2D, but there was a lot of different pictures and from different angles, and so we had a pretty good idea once it was all finalized.
Now, this year has not been the perfect year for those of us who like water. Have you had a chance to use the pool much this year?
Yeah, well, last weekend we were out in it. It wasn't great weather, but we couldn't hold the kids back any longer. So, and we were there yesterday evening. We were in the pool too. So
now it is when we use a slogan, creating a lifetime of memories. There really is not much like watching young children in a pool, is there?
No, I mean that's the biggest reason why we got it. They were having so much fun; it was great.
And so this spring, you got everything done, and you're operating, and you're to your level of satisfaction and your level of experience in working with Aqua-Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all good to go. We kind of have an idea how to take care of it now and those sorts of things. So it's great.
Now, what was it? Was it a really difficult task to learn how to take care of it, or are you able to capture onto that fairly quickly?
Well, no, the day-to-day maintenance of it is pretty straightforward. And so I think Glenn came out and gave us a few lessons, and so no, we feel pretty comfortable with that.
That's great.
I think the opening and closing of the pool will maybe need a bit of guidance there, but Aqua-Tech's going to come out and help us with that too.
Very good. Andrew, I can't thank you enough. We wanted some people to call in today to talk about their experience. I appreciate your comments. I think that people sometimes, their first time when they go ahead to get a hot tub or a pool, there's a psychological barrier even though they want to do it. I'm gathering that from your side, it was a good idea to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah, we don't regret a thing.
Thank you very much for joining us, Andrew. And enjoy the rest of the birthday party. Pass on our best wishes.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's great.
Thank you, Andrew.
So Glenn, we have someone like that who you've worked with, and I'm gathering the process was extremely positive. But I want to underscore something, or have you underscore something, because we've talked about it on the show before. We talked about it a bit with spas, but particularly when it comes to pools, it's your people are doing the work.
That's right. Like in Andrew's case, he needed some new window wells put in, which the timing was now because we were setting a little bit different grade in the yard. So that's something we could handle all internally. Our guys are very talented, and that was easy for them to do. His hot tub needed some deck work. He had an existing deck, but of course it didn't fit exactly, so it needed some carpentry work. So luckily we have a few guys that are very good at that. So really it took that out of his – he didn't have to worry about that. So.
And I think that's one of the things that we've talked about on this show the few times we've been on, is that the people who are doing the work are full-time employees of Aqua-Tech Pool, Spa, and Bath. And they have won awards. We're going to talk a little bit about awards before the end of the show. But if you'd like to see some of the samples of the designs that Aqua-Tech has done for the various people, the various pools in Winnipeg, go on to aquatech.ca. That's aqua-tech, Tech.ca, and take a look at the gallery. You're going to love what you see, and you'll be able to look at it and say, well, here's what I would like. Or you can take an ordinary traditional rectangular pool, or you'll see one there in a guitar shape, which has just won them some amazing gold awards for pools in Canada and has got the attention all over North America. The phone number, 204-233-8822. The showroom is situated at the corner of Dugald Road and La Jamordière. It's the one with the slide on top of the building. You can't miss it. Drop in, talk to the people, and you will be talking to people who know their business, and that's how they became the largest in Manitoba. We'll come back and talk about more pools right after these words on CJOB 680.